Rockology Hour Interviews.
What's up, everybody? On the Skype machine, I am joined by the most electrifying man in rock music journalism, Terry Bezer. You know him as Beez. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, man. I'm all the better after that wonderful intro. Cheers, mate.
Yeah, I was tempted to do the rock, like the tongue thing. When you go, la, 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 la.
You've got more to it than I have. I can't do that, and there's no way I can lift one eyebrow. My father-in-law does it naturally. Like when he's looking at you in somewhat disdainful fashion, he'll raise one eyebrow.
That's even more disconcerting. That's even more just came from the father-in-law. It's like, what did you say? And his eyebrows goes, and he's like, oh, I didn't mean it like that.
I'd rather take a rock bottom, mate.
That's actually quite funny because we actually did meet a few years back in Purple Turtle in Camden.
Yeah.
And it was a strange night because I remember bumping into you. And then there was a man dressed in WCW Sting, like the full face paint, the leather coat. I don't know if you remember him. I got super drunk and I decided to take a Scorpion Death Drop on the floor.
Just another normal night out, isn't
it? So I woke up with a massive hangover the next day. My back's in agony. I was like, I'm pretty sure I met Beez last night, and a guy dressed as Sting gave me the Scorpion Death Drop. What? Anyway, that's the last time I saw you.
The Purple Turtle is no place for a Stinger splash. Let's be honest.
How are you doing anyway? How you find this whole lockdown situation? Are you coping with it well? And you're based in Hollywood now, right?
Yeah, like it's a funny one because being a freelance journalist, I'm home a lot, working from this room a lot. So a lot of the more emotional challenges of being isolated is something that you kind of deal with in my line of work. So I haven't found it too difficult from that side. Where I've found it the most difficult is I'm really empathetic, and I know loads of people that are in road crews. That they're the ones that have been really hit. Like the people in the bands have fan bases and can go out and do things that are really creative. And we've seen some really creative ways of still connecting with your fan base. But That's Not Metal, the podcast every week, recorded in my front room. MoshTalks is something that's been in the pipeline for a couple of years and was due to be coming from a studio. But even that I was talking to Tommy Lee from my front room last week. So, like, I count my blessings that it hasn't impacted me too much, but it's impacted me on a psychological level because I hate when anyone's struggling. It's been a shit time for us all.
Yeah, it's all right. There's only one. I can go back and cut that bad boy out. But it's been 2020 has been absolute insane. Yeah, I don't think I've definitely not seen anything like it. But you did mention That's Not Metal podcast. Congratulations. That is like probably one of the biggest rock and metal podcasts out there. And that's your brainchild. You created that, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was done out of frustration in the first place. I was a bit frustrated at where the business was at that point in time. And that was 5 years ago. And what I'm delighted to say is that I don't really feel that way as much anymore. I think that there's some really good outlets doing really great things. I mean, I'm not sure when this is going out, but I really love what Download have done with Download TV. Yeah. It's a really good idea with good people involved and great guests. And I'm happy for my Hollywood buddies. Twin Temple are going to get to play Download, even if they're not going to get the chance to play Download, which is awesome. So yeah, we found our place, and it's bizarre that this September sees 5 years of That's Not Metal. It's been quite a ride, but still ticking along, and it's been, while the world has been on fire for 2020, I think rock music has had an outstanding 2020, and there's brilliant stuff still coming that I've heard. The second half of the year has got some of the best bands in the world slated to release albums. So this year could be a landmark year for rock and metal, I think.
I was gonna bring this question up later, but this is a nice little segue now. 2020 has been insane for albums. It's only June, but there's been so many incredible records already released. What have been some of your favorites?
Oh man, I think from the world of heavy music, I think Code Orange did something brave and bold and boundary pushing. I thought that was really cool. I think a band with a legacy as strong as Trivium who have had massive success. I think they have released their best record to date. There is a Lamb of God album on the way that is the best thing that they have done for my money since at least Wrath. I think it's great. Their new drummer Art Cruz is killing it. On the lighter end of things, I have loved the Spanish Love Songs album. It's great,
great.
Innit? Yeah. Like I like pop punk has had a really bad sort of 5 or 6 years with a handful of exceptions. But for a band to come out like who are even more raw than the Wonder Years have been, with all of those incredible melodies and brilliant lyrics, and there is a Creeper album on the way it's outstanding, man. It's really it's really different. It's really out there. I mean, they recorded it around the corner from my house. But quite literally 2 blocks away. But yeah, it's out there, but it's a wonderful record, that. So yeah, loads of great stuff. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, going back to kind of, I guess they're pop punk-ish. 4 Years Strong's new record I thought was incredible.
Yeah, really good. Josh, the production job on it. I think they still use Josh Wilbur. Like, they've got some really gnarly guitar tones that really help push that forward. I agree. I love that.
And also a band I've only discovered at the beginning of the year, but Loathe. Their new record was nuts. It was so good.
Mate, I had Kadeem from the band on my show MoshTalks a couple of weeks ago, and I think that Britain has some really great bands that are coming out, because the thing is, over here I just kind of see it bubbling away until it explodes because I'm so geographically removed. But bands like Loathe, Sleep Token, there's some really great stuff coming out of the UK at the moment, and really like inventive and unique stuff as well.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you had the chance to hear the new Boston Manor record. I thought that was really good. And also a band called Wallflower as well. I'm not sure if you heard of them. They released their new record last week. This is on video.
I'm gonna play. I like that on those two. I'm glad you like it though, man.
Yeah. Oh, fair play. Let's go back to you. So your career's been fascinating. I've been doing a lot of research, and I don't know if this is true, but I'll ask you in person now. Yeah. Is Emma Bunton involved in the start of your career? And is she the catalyst to everything?
Right. I think that is giving Baby Spice just a smidge too much credit. But I'll tell you what happened. I had just started doing a bunch of work experiences. I worked for Metal Hammer magazine. Metal Hammer moved to Bath, and so I started doing some stuff at Kerrang. And I was just figuring out, like, I knew I loved that world. It was just figuring out what I wanted to do, and I was encouraged to write. So I'd started doing reviews and things like that for Drowned in Sound, who are still going, like, God bless them, an online webzine. And it got to the stage where I wanted to do interviews, and as luck would have it, on whatever, I think it wasn't Top of the Pops 2, it was a Sunday Top of the Pops show that they had that was it was kind of like a talk show, but they would have a competition. One of them was to win tickets to the Reading Festival in the VIP section, right? And I knew I could get interviews that way, so I wanted to win that competition, even though I had tickets already, which I sold to my mate Sophie. So I won this competition. The best thing about it was having Emma Bunton and whoever the presenter was go, "Who are you looking forward to seeing at Reading Festival?" And I went, Fear Factory. and then 2 minutes later, I was answering questions about members of Five, the UK boy band. So Baby Spice was well impressed. I won that competition, and the rest is history. First band I interviewed were a band called Headpie at that year's Reading.
Yeah, that's back when Reading used to be a lot heavier than it is today.
Yeah. But even then, like, Reading's lineup, the one in 2019 had loads of cool stuff on it. I like stuff outside of rock and metal, and Reading has always done a good job of being in the right place of pop culture, although I can always do with less indie rock.
Not a fan. It's very hit or miss indie rock. So what was it, because you kind of started off, I guess, in print, what was the transition like from going from a kind of print music journalist to kind of an on-screen presenter, interviewer type?
Well, the thing about my writing is I came from a different background to a lot of the people that you were reading in print. They were all brilliant, wordy, great vocabulary, and I wanted to take my storytelling in a different direction because the writing that inspired me was actually writing like Loaded magazine.
Yeah.
That was like you can ram your words full of personality and how people talk on the street today and all the rest of it. And I like to think that if you read my work, you know that I've written it because it's written in my tone.
You probably read it in hearing your voice as well.
Oh, I mean, now I'm a broadcaster,
Yeah,
but I always thought that I wanted my stuff to be laced with my personality, and that's what you hear from me now. Like, this isn't just because I'm on the radio. This is just what I'm like all the time.
Yeah.
So I injected my writing with that. So the transition into broadcasting, I found much easier because I'm enthusiastic and I'm like I love this stuff, Jake. Like this has never been a game for me ever. Like this music and this culture and making it as inclusive, and this stuff saved my life. And there's loads of people out there that could feel the same. And so I just want it to reach as many people as possible. So broadcasting, you naturally reach more people. And I feel while I like the written word, there are better writers than me. Whereas in broadcasting, I am confident in my own abilities and what I do and my ideas and things like that. So it was the Metal Hammer podcast, and we had a blast. Like, it was a really good time. We were two people that had two very different people who had the same ideals about where rock music should be going, and we just put it in Technicolor on a podcast back in 2008. It's mad that I first started podcasting 12 years ago, but yeah, there we go.
How time
Crazy.
flies. Awesome. So how did the transition from being in London to LA, how did that come about?
Oh wow. So I'm very grateful for the opportunities that I was afforded in the UK. I got to run Scuzz TV. And I remember watching that as a kid, and like when Rose of Sharon by Killswitch Engage came out of nowhere, didn't even know that the new song was coming, just had Scuzz on a Saturday afternoon, and bam, Killswitch Engage are back. Like, I got to run that. I got to host for Download Festival. I'd been deputy editor of Rock Sound. I'd run Metal Hammer's online operation. I'd started That's Not Metal and see great success with that. In truth, I was ready to come here. Real influence lives here. What happens in America then happens everywhere else, right? So if you want real influence, go to the source. So we were on holiday, and a bunch of people had recognized me at Knotfest. We went on holiday to see this lineup of Slipknot's first shows. So the first shows with V-Man and Jay on V-Man on bass and Jay on drums. So I got recognised a whole bunch for my interviews. And we started talking on that holiday about we could move here, you know, like we could both move our jobs here. And the day before I left, there was a guy in a Venom shirt at the world famous Amoeba Records, right? Yeah. And when I bought my vinyl, he checked me in, and at the end, he said, "I just wanted to say I really love your interviews." And I was like, now I look the way I look, right? I know people can be judgmental and might think I'm some sort of hipster or whatever just because of how I look. So a dude that is clearly well into underground extreme metal turning around and going, "Yo, I really love your interviews," just meant that I felt like I could touch people over here in the way that I did in the UK. And I came here with an idea for a show. It took 3 years to get someone to commit to it, but we're here and we're rolling now.
Yeah. I think I said the same thing to you in the Purple Turtle, but just with much more drunken slurs.
Yeah, but they don't mess about with their spirit measurements over here. I'm only 5'6", and if I order a Jack Daniels and Coke, I've got to be very careful. Or I should say, if I order a Lemmy, let's give it its proper name.
Fair play. So yeah, MoshTalks. How did this come about? I've been watching it last week or so, and you're just getting insane guests in the same episode. It's madness. How did this show come about?
Well, the thinking behind it was, I'm a big believer, between me, you, and your audience. I'm a big believer in finding inspiration for what you do in any place. So an idea for rock media very, very seldomly comes from within rock media. It comes from something else that we can make cool. And I got into, so when CM Punk signed for the UFC, I was like, okay, I'm a Punk disciple for life. I wanted to follow UFC, right? It was the coolest guy alive. And I got so into it that now me and my wife are both diehard UFC fans. She's got a bad reputation, Hello Kitty Ronda Rousey tattoo on her arm from when Ronda Rousey was doing people like she was Mike Tyson. In seconds every time. Anyway, they do this in MMA. They have a show where a bunch of the big fighters all call into the show and they do these chats. And to me, I was like, that's exactly the future. I loved buying Kerrang every Wednesday, right? And it's hard to get out here, and fair play to everyone that still buys Kerrang every Wednesday. But I wanted to take that principle into 2020, right? Like, here's a bunch of bands all fit within rock and metal and hardcore and punk and all the subgenres in between, represents what's popular, what I think is good, what's cool, what's current, and put it together. And I'm lucky that I'm grateful that over the years I've garnered a bit of a reputation in the business for my interviews. And so, don't get me wrong, I didn't think in the second proper show I was going to be welcoming members of Motley Crue, Avenged Sevenfold, and Lamb of God onto one show.
I know.
And Alice, and that's not to overlook Alice Cooper's.
It's all right, it's all right.
I'll do it so you can just cut it out. Alice Cooper's guitar player, and Will Putney, who's produced the new Knock Loose. I know he's worked on the newer Day to Remember record. Like, it's just, rock music is really exciting, and I just wanted a place. I felt like we could showcase that on That's Not Metal, but let's tell the band's stories, man. And being involved with the Slipknot and Knotfest camps and people that love music, fully music fans, the people that I work with, and that means everything to me, because it means that they understand what I'm doing, and therefore here's MoshTalks, and you ain't even see. And we're working on the Twitch channel. That's literally what I was doing. As you called, is this bit of it. I haven't told anyone this. We're gonna take it to Twitch as well, and I've got loads of brilliant ideas of how I can make you guys part of the show, and loads of mad ideas.
That's amazing. That's really interesting. You mentioned kind of MMA shows. I guess it was kind of like Ariel Helwani's MMA Hour, and then I guess he's moved on to ESPN.
That's exactly what it is.
I never put the two I never put the two and two together. That's where you got the idea from. But that's so interesting. You use other kind of mediums to kind of influence what you're doing. That's super interesting. I did not know that. Yeah. This is. I did have this question later on, but it segues quite nicely now. There is some kind of link between alternative music, professional wrestling, and I think MMA. And I think every like a lot of people like I know MMA are into alternative music. A lot of people into wrestling are into alternative music, and there's some people like myself and you who are into all three. I don't know what it is, but there's something, again, I don't know if it's the storytelling aspect of it, the athletic prowess of it. Yeah, there's some kind of link which I think for like-minded people who are into alternative music are into all these three things. Why do you reckon it is?
Physicality. I think that there is a power to heavy music that is natural with the just to completely caveman it, man. And I don't mean that as in just a male thing. Like the best thing in WWE right now is their women's roster. I get like, it's arguable that the best MMA fighter right now is a woman. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Like, who's going to beat her? Nobody. Everyone else, you can go, well, maybe this person.
Maybe Shevchenko, but probably not.
I can't see it, man. I can't see it. Anyway, to be continued on that one, though, maybe. But yeah, I think it's that, and I also think that when rock music got dropped by wrestling, I think they dropped the ball big time. Because I go to WrestleMania and I see who's there. I get that you will get more mainstream column inches, and I understand getting Flow Rider, but I am telling you this for nothing, right? If The Undertaker doesn't get Metallica playing him out somewhere at some time, like, that is a travesty. An absolute travesty. But yeah, that link has always been there. And in MMA, you got people like Matt Brown coming out to bolt thrower. Like, it don't mess around, man. Like, I like seeing rock and metal in any walk of life. Like, I love Zombieland, right? But I love Zombieland a little bit more because it opens with For Whom the Bell Tolls. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Josh Barnett comes out he did come out to Enter Sandman, I think. Yeah. But also, because I guess we kind of grew up watching, I guess, WWF at the time. Yeah. They had kind of, I guess, Limp Bizkit rolling was one of their theme tunes. I guess DX was just kind of a rage track.
Saliva played WrestleMania. How mad is that?
Yeah. And I guess it's kind of, they are the kind of the diehard fans, the kind of a fan with alternative music and the kind of wrestling. There's a kind of a very loyal kind of trait within that personality. Is like, I love this so much and I'm very passionate about it. I'm not going away. I'll probably spend more money on it than, I don't know, a casual kind of person who's kind of a bit like mainstream music and likes Flow Rider or whatever. So there is definitely a link there. And physicality as well, I think that's a very good point. So going back to wrestling theme music, which track out at the moment, could be any track, isn't used as a wrestling theme music, would make an amazing entrance?
Oh, at the moment, let me see. I reckon at the moment I would go for Amongst the Shadows and the Stones by Trivium. Oh. Like, because of that intro is so instantaneous, that broken corpses, bloody, like it's so immediate, and I'm such a sucker for that. Of all time, though, the answer, as you just mentioned them, is always break stuff, because the key to great wrestling theme music is the first second of it. It's that hit and that automatic
the breaking of the glass.
Exactly, the breaking the glass factor. Yes, exactly that.
Yeah.
Or the static for CM Punk's bit, like all
Living
of those.
Colour, that was such a good track.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my god.
So break stuff and that it's just instantaneous. Like, you can even hear the pop from it.
I would probably go for Deftones Elite, just it comes in just super heavy. Yeah,
so good.
Oh, awesome. So doing a bit more research on you. So you are a diehard Arsenal fan.
I am, for my sins. Oh, I gave you an interview and everything. I can't believe it. I've been duped.
It's too late now, Beez, man. It's 23 minutes in.
You look a stone's throw away from Harry Kane as well.
Oh my God, please. Oh, so many times. So I go to the Spurs game. I had my hair particularly long at the time, and some guy legit thought I was Harry Kane. I was like, obviously I'm not. Like, he's about to play in about half an hour.
Did you fall over in a penalty box? Was that why?
No.
Was that why he thought it?
He's not a great looking man either. I mean, I love Harry Kane, but he's not that most handsome man. A bit of a slap in the face, but I'd take it for his football skills.
The reason I wear a hat is because without it, when I'm just like this, I look a bit too much like Eddie from Bottom.
Oh yeah,
so I always wear a hat. Trick of the trade, Jake.
Yeah, well, I'm not too far away from that, I don't think. And also, you wanted to be a football commentator, is that right?
Yeah, I did. Really? That was when I was a kid. That was the first. I was like, I sound like Deontay Wilder. To this day, it's not in my nature to love half-heartedly. Yeah. Like, everything I'm into, I'm so into. And, like, there's no way I could have worked for anyone but Arsenal because my bias is so obscene. I can't even begin to tell you. And also, like, this is me on my best behaviour trying not to swear, and I've already done it twice in this interview. You try doing it with I don't know, with Eric Dyer shushing the crowd at the Emirates or something. I would not be able to contain myself.
I mean,
so here I am in heavy metal instead.
He's running up the stands trying to fight his own fans, it's all carnage. But the Premier League is back next week, so
yes, cannot wait, mate. Cannot wait. I've missed sports as much as anything else, because the thing is, I started watching 30 for 30 documentaries before The Last Dance came on Netflix.
Yeah, that was an amazing.
And like, so I got into it anyway. Like, and I love Los Angeles, mate. Like, I'll never live anywhere else again. I don't think. I just love it here, and I feel the kinship with the team, with the city, and extending that into its teams. I haven't done that yet. But I'm 100% going to start doing that with the Lakers when it reopens up. I watch basketball, but the Lakers haven't been in the playoffs since I've been here, but they've made it this year.
I mean, you mentioned the Last Dance documentary. I think basketball and golf are the two sports I've not gone into, but that Last Dance documentary was the best sports documentary I've ever seen. And I don't even like basketball, so.
Man, the soundtrack as well. That's that episode that opened with Nas and Lauryn Hill. I was just like, that is. Like, I guess it's my era. I was like, I would have been about like 13 when that song came out. So yeah, it was really good to get involved with that. I've got mates who are mutual friends with Dennis Rodman as well.
Oh,
yeah, it's mad. He lives here, and like my mate is like really good friends with him. It's really weird.
The bit where he was just like, he played like a semi-final, and then the next day was like on WCW hitting someone with a chair. I was like, that's nuts.
You know when he went? You know in that documentary when he went to Vegas?
Yeah.
Do you know who he was with?
He was with
Billy. No, he was with Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins. That's a true story. That, like, 100%. That story where he went to Vegas, who he met in Vegas because they're from Chicago as well, was the Smashing Pumpkins. He met him met Corgan in Vegas to go on the
Billy Corgan, another massive wrestling fan. Well, he started out the NWA, didn't he?
Yeah.
Absolute nutter. Anyway,
I'm hoping to have Billy on the show in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I heard him on the Joe Rogan Experience a few months back, and he was very interesting.
He's a hero of mine.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, Beez, are you ready to take on my Stappoke quiz challenge?
I don't think I'll ever be ready, but I'll give it a bash.
Okay, so I think the Rockology Hour audience are familiar with this game show, but I'll explain it anyway. So I'm going to sing to Beez in the voice of Scott Stapp, and then Beez has to guess the next line, the band, and the track. There are 10 lyrics, 20 points up for grabs. It's out of 20. I've just done a recent total. So Milk Teeth and Take Flight are first with 18. And Paul Bezer from Black Orchid Empire has got 9. So 9's the bottom. Beez, wait, where are you hoping to get in the table? It's a lot harder on your own.
I aim for the stars at all times, my friend. Let's do this.
18 and a half or above. Okay, cool. All right. Do my little warm up. Me, my sacrifice. Okay. Number 1, please. Oh, I'll never kill myself to save my soul.
That is Slipknot Unsainted.
Yes, that's correct. Do you know the next line? I don't think I knew the exact next line when I read this up.
No, I know the last bit is I found my only way to let it go is the tail of the chorus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm shit with lyrics, so I reckon I'm going to get the songs on all of these and the lyrics on none.
I'll help you out as much as I can because it's so much harder on your own because a lot of these bands have like 3 members. So if you, it's tough. How do I give a clue to what it is without saying what it is? If you left somewhere, you were no longer there, and you would be.
I found another place to let it go.
Oh, it's close. This is impossible to give a clue on the lyrics.
Give me half a point, and we'll call it.
You get 1 point for Slipknot and Unsainted. So right. 1 out of 2 so far. The next line was, "I was gone, but how was I to know?"
Right, there we go.
So I was trying to find some way of linking that, but I failed you. I'm sorry.
All good.
Okay, what's next?
So I need I need a perfect record from here on out to beat Milk Teeth. No chance.
Yeah, and you can drop 1 point, half,
Yeah.
1.5 points, I think.
Gotcha.
Okay. Number 2. When I get high on speed. Top fuel, funny car, drug for me.
My heart, my eyes, kickstart my heart.
Yes, but just
by Motley Crue.
yeah, Motley Crue. What was the track? Sorry.
Oh, kickstart my heart.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So nice 2 there. So 3 out of 4. Solid start. Okay. You had Tommy Lee on the show. Was it last week? Was the last?
Yeah, this week. Yeah.
His new music is different, isn't it? It's a kind of different change of pace from him.
That's who he is, actually. Like, last time I saw him, it was just as Deadmau5 and Marshmello was starting to happen, and that was what he was into at that point in time. He's the real deal, Tommy.
Yeah, because I think the last record I remember of his was the one he did with Butch Walker, the Tommyland one, which was much more kind of like Americana-y kind of vibe to it.
Yeah, and he did Methods of Mayhem before that. He's all over the place, Tommy.
Yeah, fair play. Okay, number 3. Yesterday I got so old I felt like I could cry. Sorry, could die. I think I said.
I wish that I could die. Yeah. As The Cure. It's that In Between Days, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah, come on.
And the next line, I'll give you a bit of help. The first half of the sentence is exactly the same as the line I just gave you.
Today I got so old, I wish that I could die.
Yep, that's the first line.
Today I got so old. It makes me want to cry.
Yes, I'll give you.
Yes, yeah. Good, thank you. Go on, just walk away.
I don't think you can see, but I was doing that the whole time.
If you catch me singing to this is why you should keep your distance from me at concerts, because I have the voice of not an angel.
Keep your distance, because right now I'm dangerous. Okay. Number 4. Okay. What follows me as the widest lace of light?
Follows me as the hardest place of life. Follows. You're being furled. See, I just know what the word, what it sounds like. Yeah, I know it goes being furled, but I don't know what the words are. That's "Girl's Not Grey" by AFI, but I'm rubbish at deciphering lyrics.
Yeah, to be fair, me too. I would not have got this one.
Does he end that with unfurl? What sounds? It sounds like the word he says.
Yeah, he goes. What's the next line? Just begs to be imbrued.
Yeah, okay.
I never knew that until now.
Begs to be imbrued. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
AFI, great band. I mean,
one of the best. One of the best.
I think Creeper took a lot of influence from them, which I love. AFI underrated.
Big time.
Awesome. Okay, number 5. I think that someone is trying to kill me.
I think that's Mastodon. That's Mastodon, Blood and Thunder.
Yes, it is.
Destroying my something, destroying my mind.
The second bit is correct. The first bit, so destroying my mind is correct.
Right. I'm not going to get it.
It might help. The third word is in the track title. So.
Something blood destroying my mind. It's in my blood destroying my mind.
Oh, so I'm going to give it to you because that's so like infecting my blood and destroying my mind. Because you're on your own, I'm going to help you out because that's a tough one. Okay, so we got 3, 5, 6, 8 so far. That's a solid start. It's a good start.
Good.
Okay, number 6. Hi there, we're the boys in your bedroom.
Oh, hiding the evidence of me and you is the next line, and that is Hiding Boys by Creeper. Oh, come on, he's my best mate. He'll really not forgive me if I don't get it right.
It's so maybe it's a different part of the song.
With the boys in your bedroom. I thought it was hiding the evidence of me and you.
Oh,
cigarettes
me and you isn't correct. Me and you isn't correct, but hiding the evidence is correct.
Hiding the evidence. Hiding with the boys in your bedroom. Hiding the evidence.
Have a look at this. That might help.
Cigarette hiding. Yeah, cigarettes and cheap perfume. That's what I said, right?
I don't. Oh, stale perfume, but I'll give it to you.
Stale perfume.
Yeah. Okay, that's a solid.
Come on.
Yeah.
Have a heart.
I was super mean to the Loaf Boys when they did this. They're not going to forgive me. I was like, you got that word wrong, and they're like, come on, man.
Come
I'm trying to run a tight ship here, but okay, number 7. Okay. I'm pretty sure you'll get this one. Trapped in purgatory, a lifeless object alive.
Awaiting reprisal, showers that cleanse you of your life, angel of death, slayer.
Yes.
Good.
Oh, hold on. So awaiting reprisal was correct. I've taken this from the beginning of the track. And so awaiting reprisal is correct. The line I've got, the next half of the line was different to what you said, I think.
Hold on. Say the first line again.
Trapped in purgatory, a lifeless object alive. I took this from right at the beginning of the track. I don't know if it's different later on.
Trapped in purgatory. Is that Angel of Death, or have I got that wrong? Trapped in purgatory.
It's the other massive hit.
What's awaiting reprisal? Why have I got the song title wrong? Hold on. Awaiting reprisal.
I better not got the song title wrong.
Hold on. What? I've got this wrong. Oh, it's Raining Blood, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
So there you go. So that's 1 point in the bank.
Embarrassing.
You're doing quite well so far, by the way.
Awaiting reprisal. No, I can't get it.
Yeah,
It's got something in it. It's got something in it like acquiesce, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's gone. I can't.
That is correct. The acquiesce.
Yeah, I just can't think of what connects them.
Does that help?
Oh, definitely their acquiesce. Yes, thank you, Jake.
No worries. The radio guys and the podcast might be a bit confused, but when this goes up on YouTube, it'll make sense. Okay.
Getting the Slayer song wrong though. Come on. In
You
my
went to the
defense,
last show, didn't you?
I did. Yeah, I did. I saw Slayer a bunch of times on that farewell tour.
Awesome.
Yeah, they went out at the right time. I think. I was very sad though.
It's not going to be like Kiss where they keep coming back.
No, more legs to that tour than London Fashion Week, mate.
Okay, number 8. Can't you feel the poison rising? This is a bit of a rogue one.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Can't you feel the poison rising?
Can't you feel the poison rising? You had a member on this band on your show. I want to say it was the last episode or the episode before. Drinks with Johnny. That's a little.
Oh. Oh, this is a fucking ballad. This is a ballad. And I love Avenged Sevenfold, this is the country one, isn't it?
It ends with the Spanish guitar solo.
Yeah. So it's Sidewinder, but I'm never gonna get the lyric.
Fair enough. So that's 1 point. So out of the morning and clear through the night. Okay.
They don't pay you enough, mate.
You tell why I never made it as a singer. Okay, this one I'm looking forward to doing this one. Number 9. I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy.
I think I'm cute and I'm sexy. I got the look that drives the girls wild. That is sexy boy Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, that's a big 2. Okay, Beez, you're on a pretty high score here. So there's 1 left. I believe you're on 15. You could go 17, which would take you into, I believe, 2nd place.
Oh, I'll take that.
So
I would take that.
You pip Boston Manor and Sinker to 2nd place if you get this correct. But if you don't get this correct, you are stuck with Frank Turner at 15 points.
Well, that's a very strange place to be.
There's worse places to be stuck, I guess. But
yeah,
okay, number 10. Okay. Let's just remember the melody. Those who died are justified for wearing the badge
of your chosen white. You justified those that died for wearing the badge of your chosen white.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It's your chosen whites is correct. It's their chosen whites, but that's a very finicky, yeah. So you did 17.
Come on, I'll take that.
I'll take that.
On my own, I'll take that.
So you are top of the solo, guys. Well done. You've slotted into 2nd place there. Wow.
Thanks.
Proving that you are.
I'll take that. As long as I'm on the podium.
Proving that you are a rock music expert. So very well done.
Cheers, Jake.
Awesome. So what can we expect from you in the future, Beez? More Mosh Talks. What else? More that's
At the moment, Corey Taylor is on the current episode. So check that out. There's some big exclusives about his solo record. We talk about the lost Slipknot album and what's happening with that at the moment, how Corey's been spending his lockdown. It was really good. I got to spend half an hour with Corey Taylor doing that chat. And also on the show is Rob Flynn from Machine Head, Jamie Morgan from Code Orange, loads of good stuff going on there. Coming so the show goes out every single Tuesday. I talk to 5 people from the world of rock and metal, try and get as many cool and interesting things going on, which is why this week my lead guest is Mr. Randy Blythe from Lamb of God. The Lamb of God record is out now. Check it out. It is so great. And there's going to be some other big names on the show as well. I just can't reveal it yet.
Oh my God. So hold on. There's so many things I want to ask you right away. Like, I guess you can't reveal it yet, but the Corey Taylor solo album, I've been wondering about this for years. When's he going to do one? What kind of styles are going to be? Like,
well, I tell you, he played the Roxy. So he's been doing some shows. He's been doing Corey Taylor and Friends, right? I've been here for 3 years, and it's one of the best nights out I've had in the whole 3 years I've been here, right? The guest area was full of really, really famous musicians, right? I could, seeing as we've spoken about wrestling so much, you'll love where this story's going. So it was just all cover songs. So he opened with an In Excess cover, and straight into Already Gone by the Eagles, right? So he covered Prince, Cream, and he did a bit in the middle where he was doing Black Flag and Dead Kennedys covers. It is like basically Corey Taylor Steel Panther, doing Alice in Chains and AC/DC and like just stuff that he loves, right? That's what the shows are. And I think the album is going to be representative of the music that Corey Taylor listens to.
Oh my God.
It's going to be a lot of fun is what I think.
I mean, the Steel Panthers, Stone Sour, they did the video together, didn't they? With the strip club, and I think was it Stone Sour? The guys in Stone Sour were the strippers.
Yeah,
dressing
and he's on Death to All But Metal on the first record as well. So and he's played Download with them and all sorts.
Chad Kroger popped up on one of the Steel Panther records, I think, which is a bit rogue.
He's a good geezer, Chad Kroger.
Yeah, he gets a bad rap.
Yeah, well, I think he's guarded because the press all hate him. But it took him 25 minutes to actually fully go, oh, no, this little nutcase actually likes my band.
Awesome, man. Beez, thanks so much for your time, man. I'll leave you on to get on with your day. Where can we find you on the social handles?
All right, so you get me at MoshTalks Beez on Twitter and Instagram. MoshTalks goes live every single Tuesday on knotfest.com and the Knotfest YouTube channel. And That's Not Metal goes live every single Friday wherever you get your podcasts. So awesome. I am unavoidable at the minute, mate.
Rockology Hour Interviews.